Good morning, boys and girls. Today I want to remind you about some things that you're going to be seeing in your math lesson. One of those things at the very beginning of the first page, they have unit cubes and place value cubes, and you need to write them as numbers. So for example, if you see a square with 100, that would be a hundreds cube, so that this number would be 132, because this represents 100 squares. These are each 10, and the individual single cubes equals the ones place. The second thing I want you to remember is that when a number is written in standard form, it is just the number. For example, 3,721. Okay, if you're writing it in expanded form, then you're writing it like this, where you're writing each digit as a number. 3,000 plus 700 plus 20 plus 1. That's expanded form. If you're writing it in word form, then you're just writing the words out. For example, if the number was 781, you would just literally write the words 781. Okay. The other thing you're going to be seeing on today's math sheet is rounding. Okay, these ones don't have particularly large numbers to round, but I want you to remember that if you're rounding the number 342 to the hundreds place, this is the number you're going to look at to decide if the 3 gets rounded up or stays the same. And remember the rule, 4 or less, let it rest, 5 or more, raise the score. So this is a 4, so that means that 4 is closer to 0 than it is to 10. So this number is going to be rounded to 300. Okay, and these digits become 0, all of them. So even if you have a really big number, like 42,396, and you're rounding to the 10,000s place, this 2 tells us that the 4 stays the same and the rest of the numbers become 0. Okay, that is a really important concept. Of course, if you have a number that you're rounding maybe into the tens place, okay, so if I've got a number I'm rounding to the tens place, that's a 9, that's going to make my 5 raise up to a 6, so it's going to become 460. Okay, so the numbers that we're dealing with today are pretty simple. There's no decimals in them. It looks like they're just whole numbers. So lastly, I think today you'll probably get to some problems where you are adding decimals. So if you are adding numbers that contain decimals, this is when you need to line up the decimal point. These problems often have them already lined up for you, but I think there may be a few problems coming up, or some word problems where you're going to have to line up the decimal point. So even if there's not a digit here, it's okay. You still have to line up the decimal points. And so when I add, it's 3 plus nothing is 3, 2 plus 1 is 3, and 3 plus 2 is 5, and I bring down my decimal point. This is adding decimals, okay? So I think that might cover it for today. We'll see you soon.